So, you know, these pro-Palestine protests that have pretty much hijacked Canada and like many parts of the world? Well, they are at it again, just like clockwork. Every single Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they protest in Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, just all the major places across Canada. What we're taking a look at, though, is a special Friday because NATO is in Montreal. And the pro-Palestinian groups showed up to protest. And yeah, it got crazy. It got really crazy. The riot police were there. They were throwing tear gas. The pro-Palestinians started lighting cars on fire. But hey, whoa, that's peaceful protest. Bouncy castles, handing out coffee, making sure that the homeless people are fed in the streets of Ottawa with some trucks there honking horns. That's a bad protest. Lighting cars on fire. The government likes and supports that. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Before we get into it, I do want to encourage y'all to smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It does really help grow the channel. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. So you go to NATO's website, and you'll be met with this 70th annual session, Montreal 2024. We recognize that we are on ancient Indigenous territory, a site for meetings and diplomacy between peoples, including the Great Peace of Montreal Treaty. We wish to thank the Mohawk Nation for its hospitality on its land. Yeah, that's something that I don't know if a lot of people are getting used to still, the announcement of Indigenous territories or whatever that's about. But anyways, you had this international press give a publication as to what they think is going on with the protests. They're saying anti-war groups to host NATO counter summit in Montreal, which is interesting because these pro-Palestinian protesters, I wouldn't say they're anti-war. They're death to Israel protests, which would mean more war. In fact, that would mean genocide, if I'm not mistaken. But hey, who am I to speak the truth as to what's going on? But let's get into some of the footage here of what the protests look like, because it is kind of getting out of control. And by kind, I mean very much. You got this clip here. I'm gonna try and put them all together. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna do my best to make sure there's no doubles. Okay, just so you know, I'm gonna try and make sure that we're not watching doubles. But there's a lot of clips, and they all kind of look the same, like this: people in masks that are walking through the streets, yelling the same chants, doing the same shit over and over and over again. So just bear with me if I do make a mistake, but chances are I won't. Right, it's in Montreal, so it's in French. Avec Palestine, that's what they are chanting. On n'est pas un petit peu gay? Or no, fatigué. Sorry, my French is resté, is a little resté. Here we go. So you can see it's kind of calm. At least it started off that way. Not that big of a police presence, but there were a lot of people. And I want you to pay attention to the police presence right now in comparison to 60 seconds to 120 seconds from now. So they do their march. That seems to be the ongoing theme at protests. Okay, there you go. And then, oh yeah, above everything else. So this actually got censored on X because they put down a figurine that looks to be in the shape of a body. And then they lit it on fire after pouring lighter fluid on it. Now, before you judge this, just remember the Freedom Convoy is deemed the Antichrist and the worst thing ever. And this is the standard for peaceful protests, according to Trudeau and the government. Light your cigarette off of what's supposed to be symbolized as a burning body. Makes sense. I feel like we're watching a ritual in the Avatar movie. Again, folks, before you judge, just remember, Justin Trudeau has deemed this as the peaceful protest. You got to wear masks. You got to protect your identity. Anonymity is the key to peaceful protests. Now, this is a speech that they give. I don't know how much of it we're going to listen to, but this is a speech that they give, and then we're going to get into the crazy clip. So if you want to skip to the cars burning, just skip on ahead a little bit. But if you want to see the full context of everything, then I encourage you to watch.
For circus. We are gathered here now to express our rage and yell loud and clear, down with NATO! Down with this domination pretending to be a defender of democracy when it really only fights the imaginary threats. Down with this entity that only defends its own interests and those of multinational corporations. Down with this institution that lies and oppresses. It is more important now than ever to make our voices heard and our actions felt, to fight against NATO's deadly logic. Down with NATO and down with its member states that sow death and misery everywhere they go. Anywhere they intervene, suffering and devastation follow. Right now, NATO is pressuring the so-called Canadian states to increase their military spending to 2% of its GDP.
Yep.
An increase of 50%.
Yeah. We should have been there a long time ago. In fact, we might actually get kicked out of NATO for not meeting that criteria.
Despite military spending already increasing 41% between 2014 and 2021. Fuck Canada for participating in this arms race.
Oh.
Millions of people here live in precarity, poverty, and insecurity. Fuck militaristic policies that sacrifice lives to benefit the death merchants and war profiteers. Do not be fooled by the hollow language of Western power, by their empty discourses about peace and security. NATO interventions are not strategic. They are brutal, disproportionate, and imprecise. Fuck the destructive logic of favoring war in order to protect the interests of a small few, especially the United States, a pillar of this alliance and of the global military-industrial complex. Down with imperialism! Down with all politics that keep the people of the global south in poverty and dependent relationships to the west. Down with worldwide domination, with the concentration of wealth in the hands of a privileged few. Down with this system of exploitation that monopolizes the world's resources and leaves the colonized people to live in misery. Down with the Canadian state, complicit in the genocide in Palestine. Down with anyone that supports so-called Israel's war of extermination, feeding the war machine by sending arms and facilitating economic or academic partnerships with their criminal regime. Fuck Canada's military support, fuck its political support, and fuck its complicit silence.
Oh my goodness. Why do you live here? Why do you fuck Canada? Then why do you live here? Are you going to another country? Look, I agree. Fuck our military spending. We're not spending enough. We should be tripling, 10xing our military spending. But we're not. We're not. So at least we can agree. Fuck Canada, fuck the Liberals, fuck Trudeau, right? At least we can agree on that.
Faced with these military militaristic institutions that only serve a powerful few, it is crucial to understand that resistance can be expressed in a myriad of ways.
You're right. She's got a point. Well, hold on. Whoa. The person in question has a point. Hold on here. We're not about to misgender somebody. Sorry. I apologize. Okay. You're right. Canada should follow Hamas's lead, and we should be building bunkers underneath children's schools and hospitals, and we should be storing our weapons, ammunition there. I agree with that, right? That's the alternative. Fuck Canada, our military, fuck the West, fuck America, fuck NATO. We should do what Hamas does and the IRGC. We should do what they do and hold women and children as hostages and on the front as meat shields, right? Is that the alternative? Come on, give me a break.
Do not listen to those that tell us there's only one correct way to act or that there's no way to do anything at all. Whether it's in the street, via strikes or occupations or direct action, every tactic is not just legitimate but necessary. Down with NATO! We will fight them on all fronts, united by a plurality of tactics. It is our biggest strength, and we will use it to smash their system of domination. Fuck war! Fuck NATO! And fuck this institution that kills, destroys, and colonizes.
Yep, and so the answer to that is to burn cars in the streets of Montreal and to vandalize schools and to scare people, right? Let's take a look now. Here come the riot police. Alrighty, it does get crazy, folks. Oh my God, they're throwing like firecrackers. They're throwing what would be deemed as explosives at the police. What the heck is going on? Is this Canada? Am I on a different station? Is this Canada? Why are the police backing down? Whoa. The police have moved back 25 meters. The police have moved back 25 meters from their original station. They're pushing the police into an alley. They're throwing more firecrackers at the police. Oh, I'm sure that won't start a fire. I'm sure the people up in the buildings are like, yeah, Palestine, right? That's always great. Here come the backup. I think the police got off public transport or an Uber. Whoa! Oopsie. His buddy threw a firecracker at him. Now, I've always known, at least not always, I don't want to say always, but I've known for a while that Montreal is kind of turning into the London of the UK, if you know what I'm saying. I just didn't realize it was this bad. But no, this is real. This is Montreal, folks. Yeah, break into stores, vandalize stores to get your point across. Commit crimes for the world to see. Because this is what a peaceful protest should look like. The golden standard. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Break the window. Break the window. Why not? Take a hammer to the glass. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? Peaceful protest. Peaceful protest. Guys, we had it all wrong. The Freedom Convoy is the real issue here. This is the gold standard. Everybody's protesting the wrong way. According to Trudeau, this is freedom of speech and freedom of expression. This is what should be allowed, according to Trudeau. He said this in press conference. He said this in Parliament. This is the gold standard. So if everyone's wondering why the Freedom Convoy went sideways, why everything didn't work out, this is the way. Apparently. All right, come on. I've been blue balling y'all long enough. Let's pick up the speed, huh? All right, we've already seen that clip. Sorry, like I said, there might be some doubles. Ba, 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 ba. This is like if South Park was in French. This is like if South Park was in French and it was written and directed by a liberal. I mean, this is crazy. Yeah, we've seen that clip. I know you guys want to see the car. Different angle of the clip that we saw where they're in the tunnel and then they start smashing that right there, right? We've all seen that. We're getting closer, folks. We're getting closer. There it is. Car on fire. It burns. It burns. And this is inside of a shopping center. There you go, folks. Cars are on fire. It just is not stopping. It's not stopping. It's ongoing right now. I'm assuming I'm able to post it immediately after recording, unless YouTube does what YouTube does best and, you know, censor people. But this is the state of Canada right now. Peaceful protests are this. By Trudeau's own definition, by his own admission, this is the golden standard for protests. This right here has been enabled, encouraged, promoted by the NDP, by the Liberals. This is the way, according to Justin Trudeau. My own opinion, absolutely disgraceful. This should not be allowed. This is not peaceful protesting, and a lot of these people should face the repercussions to the fullest extent of the law. Thanks for watching. See you next one.